Do pop in if you have something important to say.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Starcraft. Today's players are Shredder vs Heitakki. And casting today, Dogland and Linglad. So, Linglad, why don't you introduce us to the players?
Good evening, Dogland. Yes, spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the orange Protoss, Heitakki.
And at the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player, new to his very first game being casted. I'm sure the nerves are through the roof.
I have to agree with you there.
Now, these opponents have not played against each other. They are both new to the game. So we'll be seeing some very interesting games ahead of us.
I agree. I see Heitakki opening up with a pylon near the top of his ramp. That's something that he's definitely learned from the previous games I've casted of his. He's putting that pylon there to hopefully wall off the top of his ramp.
And pretty standard build from Shredder. Going for a refinery before the barracks. I wonder if he wants to do an early Reaper rush.
I would. I'm also wondering the same thing. We have to wait and see what comes out of these builds. Do you know how much Starcraft Shredder has played?
I'm not sure on the exact numbers, but it's not all that much. And he doesn't often play 1v1. So 1v1 is a very different beast compared to 2 or 3 versus 3 or 4. You know, when you're playing in a party.
The more oriented games, yeah.
So Shredder putting down his making a marine and putting down a second supply depot. Looks like he wants to go for an early expansion.
He takes it on the low ground, on location.
Meanwhile, Heitakki going with a forge. Something tells me he wants to go air. Protecting his ramp with 2 photon cannons. Wants to play it safe.
Takes his second gas. Shredder does have an orbital. Let's see if he uses the mules on that orbital. Yes, he does.
Excellent.
Definitely getting that spike of mineral increase.
He misplaces the waypoint for the SCV. Oh, he found him.
Factory coming up. One barracks, one factory.
Seems like Heitakki is saving up his minerals. Does he want to go for a second expansion?
Does have a second gateway on the way. Maybe he's going to make 1-1 stalkers.
No, he protected his ramp, but he didn't protect any of the back of his base for any potential reapers. I mean, there is a cannon going down now, but it is rather late, so it was an opportunity for Shredder.
The cyber core coming down, which is going to unlock those stalkers that I mentioned earlier. Another mule in the natural.
Just muting the music there. Can get a bit loud for the spectators. So tell me, Linglad, what do you think about this matchup? Who do you think is going to take this game?
I personally have never seen any Starcraft out of Shredder.
But based on what you've seen so far?
Yeah, he seems to have a good understanding of the mechanics of the game, and the usage of the mules is definitely that's that little bit that shows me he knows sort of what he's doing in the game, not holding on to too many minerals. So I do think Shredder might take this one, just might take this one, but Heitakki is also not one to be pushed over rather easily, going up to 3 gateways and a Stargate.
Yes, learning from his mistakes. Heitakki always only put down 2 gateways, so glad to see he's putting down more this time. And he's halfway through the upgrades. Definitely.
+1 shields on the way. 2 stalkers on the way.
Definitely going probably Void Rays. I like this Reaper from Shredder.
He's definitely going to get a good scout with this.
I mean, it's late, but he needed to scout, and this is the scout, right?
Yeah, here it comes.
He's going to go up the ramp.
Straight into cannons.
And loses it to the cannon. So he doesn't actually get to see
what's going on in
anything. I
Heitakki's
mean,
mind.
he just has vision of that one cannon and pylon.
That's it.
But
That's it. Yeah.
but on the back of this, he's sending a medivac, loaded with a siege tank, loaded with
And
4 marines. This is beautiful.
+1's also about to finish up for the Terran. So I'm disappointed he doesn't have a second engineering bay.
And if we look at the APM right now, 22 for Heitakki. He drops in the base. He sieges the tank. I like this. He moves the Marines forward. He sees the photon cannon. He knows not to engage. But will Heitakki block this attack? And it looks that way. Will Shredder load his medivac? No, he's going to lose his medivac. Just to those stalkers right then and there. Denied. Second Void Ray oncoming.
Good defense from Heitakki there.
Absolutely.
That drop from Shredder didn't accomplish much. Cost of a few stalkers.
Meanwhile, Shredder only has 1 barracks. What is going on here? 1 barracks, one factory, and one starport. And 2,300 minerals in the bank.
Oh, he seems to have been distracted by that early aggression that he put on, and
I mean,
that siege tank that's at the top of his main hasn't been sieged up yet, so also not in a very good defensive position.
if we look at the army supply and the worker supply, Shredder has a very good worker supply, but I mean, no army supply. It's basically non-existent at this point.
Yeah. The supply's fairly even, but the army supply almost double in favor of Heitakki at this moment, who still hasn't taken a natural. Hasn't taken an expansion. Still 1 base all in. Throws down another Stargate, 3 gateways and a Stargate. Fleet beacon.
He means business, Ling lad.
2 tanks on the way for Shredder. Medivac going to drop as a drop off in the natural of Heitakki. Puts down a Nexus at 7 minutes into the game.
I like that Shredder decides to send a medivac on the other side of the map this time. Looking to do pressure elsewhere. But does he know that Heitakki's army is here? He doesn't. He's sending a second medivac. I believe it's going to get shut down within seconds.
3 tanks and 4 marines.
Oh, he's going to drop straight into the army of Heitakki. He pulls one back. Gets some damage on the medivacs. Let's take a look at the camera view.
Scans the main, but doesn't get a... Does he see the carrier? First carrier out. Does he see the carrier? He doesn't.
He doesn't see the carrier, Ling lad. He's looking to drop in somewhere else. Based on the camera view, player cam. Meanwhile, Heitakki building up the golden Armado ever so slowly. And Shredder dropping into the base. Sieges the tanks. 3 tanks, that is. But the Marines are sitting behind the tank line. They start they're not attacking the Void Ray. And
a few Marines are attacking the Void Ray, but in come the carriers to clean up this drop.
And that gets shut down. I'm sure Shredder not feeling confident at this point.
Shame, I'm sure he's fucking panicking. He's got 5,000 minerals in the bank. Jeez, shame, dude. Shame, dude. Shame. He just sees fucking Chris has fucking carriers and boarders and stalkers and 2 more carriers on the way. How many fucking carriers does this have, dude? I can't cost this. 2 carriers. Jesus. Am I wrong, guys? The other 2 of you come back.
I'm sorry.
Come back here, dude. This has got 5,000 minerals in the bank. He's making 1 widow mine, 1 bike, and 3 marines.
I have a mark wheel. I'm pissing myself here, but it's just like I can't fucking cost.
And he was doing so well in the beginning, bro. Those fucking mules were coming down.
John, you were so serious, bro. Then you just like, I can't do this, man. I can hear your voice start cracking, bro.
We have to tell them something went wrong with the recording.
I'm crying, bro.
Sorry about that.
He's building another starport as well, dude. And a third CC.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Shredder is putting down a third base. He has put down some more barracks, which is excellent news. He needs to spend those 4,000 minerals. But does he have anything to counter the Golden Armada? I mean, Marines ain't gonna cut it.
Flies are still.
And it
Neck and neck.
seems like Shredder forgot to lower his supply depot to allow his minerals down the line, his Marines and SCVs down the line. And you can see the pressure is on. He's got SCVs all over the place, laying idle. Something we see quite often with the other Terran player amongst us.
The Metal League.
Oh, and the Golden Armada incoming from the top left-hand corner of the map. Does Shredder have anything? I don't think so, Linglad.
I don't think so. He still has 20 workers more than Heitakki, and the supplies are pretty bang on. Those carriers, though.
And Heitakki's army attacks one supply depot, okay.
Focus
Now they
fire.
just fighting everything. But look at these damn carriers. Shredder's Marines shooting at the carriers.
Focus firing.
What are those little things called from the carriers, Linglad? Interceptors.
There's no more interceptors left.
Shredder needs to attack these carriers and drop those mines. He needs to burrow the mines. He burrows the mines. Look at this Wally Lander shot. He needs to stem under these carriers.
Does he have stim? He doesn't.
He doesn't have stim.
1-1 in combat shields.
But the Widowmine is quite fast. Is he gonna burrow under these damn carriers?
I hope so.
Where is this mine going, Linglad?
They fight. The Marines fight the interceptors instead of target firing the carriers. And the carrier wins with... The carrier survives at 14 HP.
And the mine is going to just be out of the range of these probes. Oh, and Shredder realizes, but he overextends into the photon cannon.
Shredder does have a third base though, and Shredder is now up.
Absolutely, his mineral supply is looking rock solid, but he needs to spend it. He's got a couple of barracks, but only one is producing Marines right now. He forgot about Stim. He's got some SCVs all over the place, not doing anything. He forgot about level 2 upgrades.
2 battle cruisers on the way.
Oh,
2 battle cruisers
I like
with
what
Yamato.
I'm seeing, Linglad.
2 battle cruisers with Yamato and an armory.
A somewhat good counter against these carriers. I like the location of the siege tank. He needs to not make any more siege tanks. Oh, he puts down missile turrets. I like what I'm seeing.
Third expansion of his still doesn't have any mining going on in it, but he is up 30 supply at the moment.
So Heitakki producing units from all 4 his gateways at once. Beautiful. And he stacked them up. Let's have a look at Heitakki's camera. Switch to Shredder. Oh, this is really unfortunate. He's got... Oh, Shredder realizes his SCVs are getting stuck.
I don't.
But then click somewhere else. There we go. He's got them.
Where's this?
I mean, he moves them and then stops moving them. What is going on here? Okay, they're on their way now. They're going to do their mining.
At the third expansion.
I mean...
Missile turrets all around.
Shredder has all the opportunity right here. He just needs to produce an army and go attack. SCVs still all over the place.
The TPM nearing 2 turrets per minute. Nearly 2 turrets per minute. TPM skyrocketing as we just go over 15 minutes.
And 60 APM, double the APM that of Heitakki. But how effective is APM if the macro is not up to scratch yet?
Pretty much all of Shredder's Marines are idle. Oh wow. Where is he taking them? All of Shredder's Marines are... Shredder's SCVs are congregating in what would be his third expansion.
Yeah, let's have a look at what Shredder's thinking here. Oh, he's putting down mass turrets to counter those...
the Golden Armada.
The Golden Armada, yes.
+1 air weapons. Protoss air weapons on the way. +2.
But all he needs to do is build an army. A good offense is the best defense. What do you say, Linglad?
That's clearly what Shredder's going with. It's the best offense is a good defense with the turrets per minute. Nearly 3 turrets per minute.
Shredder really needs to build an army here. He needs to amass an army. Let's have a look at his unit count. He's got 1 Thor, 30 Marines, and 3 battle cruisers. Not too bad. That can definitely take on 4 carriers, 4 void rays, and 9 stalkers.
3
Oh,
Tempests.
but there are Tempests involved here as well, just making this army that much more formidable. Current APM neck and neck between the two. Look at that mineral count. Good to see Shredder spending his minerals now.
Indeed. Takes a 4th base where Heitakki is barely mining off 1 in total.
Shredder's economy looking solid. Hasn't forgotten about his macro, but has forgotten about building an army. A strong army.
He drops a ton of mules at what is his 4th base and has upgraded his 3rd expansion to a planetary.
I mean, both players just sitting back, maxing out. They need to engage each other. They need to fight. We need constant pressure. It's better for the viewership. It makes better Starcraft.
Shredder still with a 20 supply lead. 23 supply. Shredder moving out.
Excellent. He has unlocked, started with the upgrades. The Thors want to come inside the base, but the tanks want to go out. Shredder realizes that. He pulls them.
Pulls the whole army back.
Shredder should really make use of the F2 button right now. Just pull the whole army. There we go. He seems to be using them in control groups.
Yes.
But is it enough to take on this Golden Armada?
Heitakki also decides he's going to move out.
Oh, and they're going from different ends of the map. It seems like Shredder's maybe wanting to expand here. A 4th expansion?
That would be his 5th, I think. It would be a 5th.
Yeah, 5th expansion, and he realizes Heitakki's now attacking this expansion. He hasn't pulled his army yet. What is Shredder doing? He pulls his army.
That planetary fortress.
No time to repair the fortress. Heitakki's formidable army inching in ever so slowly while Shredder's army comes into play. He still doesn't have stim. Look at the Marines shooting the interceptors. He needs to focus fire on the corruptors. Carriers.
Those Thors going to work though. Almost no interceptors left. Only 8 interceptors remain. 9 interceptors remain.
Does Shredder stand a chance in this fight?
I think he holds. I think Shredder holds. if Heitakki oversteps with those Tempests, those Tempests are focus firing the missile turrets.
But
the Marines are going to kill the Tempests.
Behind us, none of them are making rebuilding this army. None of them. So this is all it, folks. This is everything they got.
That was the fight.
Unbelievable that Shredder held that army off.
Shredder rallies his army across the map. He's rallying his army
It
across
is
the map.
game time, ladies and gentlemen. Shredder inching ever so slowly forward to Heitakki's base. He sieges the tanks to try to take out that cannon.
3 Void Rays on the way for Heitakki.
Shredder's still making tanks behind us and some marines. I like what we're seeing here. I'm sure Shredder is feeling confidence again.
Can Heitakki hold this? I don't think so. 3 Void Rays, I don't think is enough to hold this.
But he does have tanks on the high, cannons on the high ground,
Cannons
so
on
he
the
might
ground.
be able to hold at least his main base.
Long enough for the 3 Voids.
Meantime, Shredder should be focus firing on this just to ensure he takes that out. Oh, Shredder pulls his army. He just takes out the Nexus just in time. And he takes out the Void Rays, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that is a GG.
3 Stalkers pop out for Heitakki.
But behind this,
I don't think 3 Stalkers.
Shredder's
is enough.
still
There's
got
no
an army.
mining going on. There's no mining going on for Heitakki.
Heitakki
He only
needs
has
to
2 probes
leave
left.
with dignity. He needs to tap out.
He only has 2 probes left, stuck in the natural.
Shredder just needs to run and stim under these Void Rays.
He still doesn't have stim, by the way.
He seemed to have forgotten about stim, but it's okay. There are Marines on their way.
2 more battle cruisers pop out for Shredder. Plus 2 infantry armor also for the Marines. But this is over.
This is over, ladies and gentlemen. Shredder just needs to run up the ramp. There we go.
That's it. Well played, guys. Well
GG,
played.
ladies and gentlemen.
Well played.